All right, so you all have just finished your test. Um, so since I can't be here, I have an appointment. Um, I'm gonna let you all work on this water park project that we had planned to do, but then we ran out of time, so we weren't able to do it. But luckily, now you can work on it. So you just should have just partnered up, and now you and your partner are going to design a water park together, and then you slope to tell me some information about the attractions you pick. So I'll go through this with you. So water park project. Task one, designing your park. So you have recently been hired to create a blueprint for a water park. Your boss, Ruby Rivers, is a very controlling person. She wants you to include specific attractions and necessities in your design. Be prepared to answer her questions before you have had enough time to adequately explain what you are doing. First off, she wants it to be done on two large sheets of graph paper so that she can apply her mathematical knowledge to mark the to make the park the best it can be. So, first thing you're going to do is you will get two pieces of graph paper and then you will line them up right next to each other and put a piece of tape all the way down to tape your two pieces of graph paper together. So you want a pair of big graph paper to use. So you're going to use two pieces of graph paper, tape them together to um, make your area for your water park. After you tape them together, before starting your blueprint, you're going to identify the center of your paper and use a ruler to draw in the X and Y axes. So you'll tape your graph paper together, and then you're going to grab a ruler, grab a marker, and you're going to draw a line for your x-axis all the way across and your y-axis all the way down. Make sure when you draw your line that it actually is on top of one of the grid lines. Don't just let's look and count and say, okay, well, then the middle would be between these two boxes and draw a line going across the middle of a box. That will mess all your counting up. So make sure when you draw your line, it's actually on top of one of the grid lines on the paper so you're able to count and everything correctly. After you draw your X and Y axes, make sure you draw them on the grid lines like I just got done saying. Then you need to plot the approximate entrance points of each attraction on the graph paper and draw in the remaining part of the attraction around it in a creative fashion. All right, and we're going to talk about what that means. Try to spread them out as much as possible. Use a pencil to draw the items, and then you can go back and color them in with colored pencils or markers to make it look really good. And make sure you name your park. So come up with a theme for your park and name it. If you've ever been to Kentucky Kingdom or any other water park or amusement park, you know they pass out the brochures with the little maps. You're basically making your own little map of your water park. Items that must be included in your designs are listed below. So you must have these right here. You must have a help center, a large wave pool, 3 different water slides, a toddler area, a lazy river, at least one concession stand, a gift shop, a restroom, and a security desk. Optional items. You can add any extra decorations or rides you want. So once you finish putting in the ones you have to have, then you can go back in later and you can add in if you want trees or like the umbrellas, the extra decorations, the little chairs. Somebody added a parking lot in the other class. If you want to draw an actual entrance, whatever you want to add. If you want to add extra things, a roller coaster, this one has zip lines on it. So you can add whatever you want after you add the ones you have to have, which are these. So basically what that looks like is you have your graph and then you're going to go through. And the first thing is you want these on there. So you're going to pick, okay, let me draw my lazy river on there. And then I have to have a point for my entrance. So I'll say, here's my lazy river. And the entrance point is right. And I'll put it right there. And make sure you have a dot to show the point. And make sure you label it. So let's say, here's my lazy river. It's at this point right there. And then let's say I want to put my concession stand. So let's say the concession stand is inside the lazy river. And it's right there. And then you line it up and make sure you have a dot. It's at that point right there. So that's the first thing you're going to do is design your water park. If you look, here's an example of one that has, like, it has some decorations, little trees. It has water slides on it. concession stand, has a wave pool, water slide, security desk. It's got all the things around it that you need from the example. All right, so that's the first thing. Design your water park, make it look really good. All right, after you design your water park and you put all of these on there, then we'll come down to the next thing you're going to do. You have to name your coordinates. After planning out the layout and design of the water park, you must identify its location using ordered pairs. So use the entrance points, which is those dots that you put on there, to label where is each attraction on your water park. So like, where did you put each of these? So for example, I put the food court, the food at over 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, 2. So it's at the point 4, 2. So I would go, okay, concession stand, I put it at 4, 2. And I'd put that point right there. Okay, so that's the next thing you do, is go in and label the points of every ride that you put in there. Now, if you put extra rides, doesn't matter. You don't have to label those. All right, you only have to do the ones that you had to have, which are these right here. After you finish writing your point, then the next thing you're going to do, which is the last thing you're going to do, is calculate the slope between different attractions. So you're not going to draw lines on your graph and mess up your amusement park, your water park. You're going to use the formula we've talked about, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, to figure out the slope, and you're going to find the slope between each attraction. So like help center to water slide. You wouldn't even look at the graph. You would just go back up here and say, okay, help center, what point did I put there? Water slide, what number 1, what point did I put here? And then write your 2 points down, and then use the formula to find the slope between those 2 points. All right, and that's all you're doing. So you find the slope between these two. Find the slope between the toddler area to the concession stand. So write the point for the toddler area, write the point for the concession stand, find the slope between them. And you do that for each one of these. All right, and then that's it. That's all you're going to do for the project. So most of your time is going to be spent on designing and decorating your water park. And then after you get done, write those points down and find the slope between the attractions. If after the test, if you spend all your time today just designing the water park and drawing your attractions, remember you can use your Chromebook to look up water park maps, and you can either draw like little logos, so like you have like the little icons like these have, or you can actually draw your water slides and draw your concession stands, or draw the actual what it will look like. Either way, as long as I can look at the map and it's labeled and I can see where's the point for it, what it is, and then there's a picture, then that's fine. So if you spend all your time just working on drawing and coloring and decorating, and you don't really get to the other part, the math part today, that's fine. As long as you're behaving and you're working the whole time, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. All right, so that's it. That's all you've got. So I'm excited to come back and look and see kind of what these look like when you all get them finished. Hopefully they look really good. And then if you all do use your time wisely and you do really good on them, and if you want some extra time on the next day I'm here with you all to work on these, as long as you can show me you were making good progress and doing a good job, I'll give you some extra time to finish them. All right, so make sure you are doing everything that your sub asks, and do a good job on these. When you finish, and it's almost time to pack up, I'm gonna clean the markers and the rulers and all that stuff off tomorrow morning. So just put them back into the places where they go, put them back into the crates and all that stuff, and I'll just clean it tomorrow, so don't worry about that. But good luck, and I'll talk to you all later.